How do you know what someone else knows? Like if you're going to hear a speaker, what do you typically do to figure out whether or not they're someone that you'd be interested in hearing from? Maybe look them up online, maybe read one of their books, try to find out what they think, look at the work that they've published or ideas that they've shared. Today's day and age, you might look them up on Twitter and see what sorts of stuff they tweet about. But if there was like a speakers bureau rating and there was like a number attached to each speaker, do you think that would be enough for you to know what that person knows and then decide whether or not there's someone that you'd like to learn with some more? I think that's I think it's an ongoing problem around assessment in schools. We often attach great store to the grades that kids get in schools, and those grades usually consist of a number or a letter, and we're overworking those numbers and letters. For that one number or one letter on that one piece of paper to tell me how much this kid knows and the attitudes and capacities and abilities that they've acquired in the last few months or a year, just seems like too much work for a number to do. Moreover, given the same set of work done by any one student, give it to 20 different people to assess. Let them put their own grade scheme on it and turn the evaluation into some percentage at the end. Same work on all the papers. I got a funny feeling you're going to get a different result from all of those people. And I don't mean just a result that varies between, say, plus or minus 5%, something more significant. It's a real problem in trying to figure out how do we know what someone else knows by just giving them a number. Seems to me more and more the way we decide how someone else knows or what someone else knows is by looking at the work that they've produced, collecting samples of that work, looking for spaces where they've published that work. And maybe that's the place where all the stuff that kids share what they're learning online, that might be a better way to know what your kid knows, what they're learning in class, by looking at all the stuff that they've produced and shared, rather than waiting for a piece of paper to come out a couple of times a semester or a few times a year and just look at a number before you go in and have a chat with the teacher. So that's a pushback on teachers. In what ways do you create a space where kids can show what they know in all sorts of different ways?